Hey there, YouTube. Hey there, YouTube. I'm just getting out of work at the club. Just finished another 10-hour shift. I did stay till close tonight. So now it is technically Thursday on the calendar. Somebody on here in the live comments just asked me how work was. It was slow. It was very slow. Yeah. Long story, long shift made short. To describe, it was a slow night. I'm not surprised. It has been very slow for quite a while. So okay, this week Sunday was pretty good. It's all a blur at this point. I want to say I think parts of last night might have been okay. Overall, it's been slow. Lately, Wednesdays have been slow. But that's, like I said, I mean, it's slow so often that it's just pretty much to be expected, it seems like, or it feels like to me at this point. Yeah. And I'm so tired getting up, before I come in, that I'm like, should I really even bother? But then, yeah, it's just, I feel like I need the workout, or yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty much my only form of endorphins, or like, they say you get feel good, happy chemicals from like working out, typically. For me, I definitely feel like that is the case, like that applies for me. So, and yeah, I can't really think of any other like consistent sources of that other than like food, I guess, or I don't know if sleeping counts. Like, I don't know if like things that are required anyways would really count all that much. Yeah. So it is technically Thursday on the calendar. You guys can like follow me home right now. I'm just kidding. I don't have a home. Like, whatever. I don't care about a whole lot these days. I do, but I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure my mom, I don't know, my video earlier, I'm like, yesterday my mom pretty much, I don't know. I just don't know what to think of anything. I feel like my own mom wants me dead half the time. Or I just, things are so scary and so stressful that I'm just gonna do, for the most part, what I want to do, and I'm gonna try not to stress out about stuff or overthink things. I've already made so many mistakes, and I'm so clueless as to what I'm doing now or trying to go into the future, what to do, that I'm just not even gonna stress about it. Like I'm going to regardless, obviously, but I'm gonna just try not to as much because, yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing anyways, and I feel like that's not gonna change really. I can't see that changing, you know what I mean? I can't see me all of a sudden figuring shit out just like magically. I've tried to figure stuff out. I've tried to think about what I could do with myself or my life, and like for so long, and I just feel like I haven't gotten anywhere with that or made any progress with that. And no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to figure out how I might be able to make progress with it in the future or anytime like soon or coming up at any point. I try to think of what I might be able to do, and I just can't seem to figure it out. So it's like, if that's not gonna ever change, and if things are only gonna, either stay the same or get worse pretty much, then it's like, whatever, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, I guess, for the most part. Obviously not everything I want to do, and I'm not gonna like get too crazy with it, but I'm definitely not gonna stress out about every little thing as far as like, you know, like what I put out there online, and like, I don't know, just, it's like, I haven't had any like so-called regulars at the club that I dance at for years, like as long as I've been dancing there. So I'm not gonna stress out about internet stalkers, like, or whatever might come from putting stuff out there, like, you know, being live driving back to my place from the club. Saying it out loud, it does sound pretty like not a good idea. I love being on YouTube. It's one of the few things other than working out and dancing on stage that gives me joy these days. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And yeah, like the rest of my life, pretty much existence, is so messed up anyways that, oh well, you know, like, oh freaking well, I guess, at this point. You know, winter's coming, and that just obliterates pretty much everything for me, like how bad winters are here where I am, and it's just over and over every single year. Summers honestly aren't a whole lot better for me. Summers here are, July and August are too hot, you know, like way too hot for me. September is my happy month pretty much. September is like just beautiful and gorgeous, and I said it a million times last month, all throughout September, every single video I did for September, I was like, I love September so much, and because I do, you know, but the rest of the year is pretty much just like, fuck this, you know, like, especially winter, which is where I am. Winter's, yeah, 8-9 months pretty much. It's the majority of the year for sure, by far. I hate it so much. Despise. Always have, always will. I've always lived pretty much in the same general area where winters are just obliterating, just every bad word you could think of pretty much. Excruciating, just insufferable, like just one of the worst things that I could ever imagine. And I just don't know how to, I love the club where I'm at, as far as, I mean, it's the only strip club that I've ever been in, you know, but I just love being on stage there so much. I don't know how to move anywhere else, you know, like I've thought about it, but I just don't, I feel like I'm just not equipped, you know, like to do it. I'm just not smart enough or strong enough. I just don't know I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what kind of other jobs I could get. Coming where I'm coming from, like with my type of resume or lack thereof, my lack of work, you know, ability to do any other kind of job really. I have no idea what I would do to try to do something like that, move somewhere else. I highly doubt that I would do very well or be able to figure that kind of thing out. You know, like it does cross my mind, not just from time to time, it crosses my mind pretty often actually. But yeah, like anytime I try to think more into it, I'm just like, I'm like, there's no way, I just don't know how I would do it. So, oh gosh. Okay, so that drive, I love it. Okay, this is why I do live driving videos sometimes. Like they just make the drive so much better, so much quicker. But then I forget at night, like the lights usually aren't as bad. Obviously traffic's not as bad anyways, so it's like the drive shouldn't be that big of a deal at night anyways. But I don't know, I just felt like coming on again. I love YouTube so much. I love making videos on here so much, and I'm just really worried about the winter time, like how I'm gonna be able to do it. I don't know, oh god, I just hate winter so much. Like I just can't get over it. I dread it so much, you guys. Like I just hate it so much. Okay, so I think I mainly came on here tonight to do this video driving back because It's supposed to be colder out tonight. When I first got in my car, I did stay till close tonight, but I did not go on the pole much at all tonight. Other than climbing the pole on the main stage one time, like in the afternoon when I first started my shift, like 10 hours ago. That was pretty much the only pole that I did. I climbed it a second time on the main stage, like towards the end of the night. But I didn't go upside down because you guys probably saw in my last live earlier in the dressing room tonight, and actually in the video before that in the afternoon as well, I was wearing that big poofy curly wig on top of this one. And when I do that, I actually did go upside down. Oh, I did. I forgot about that. I did go upside down that first time I climbed the pole early on in the afternoon, the first time I went up there on stage today, or earlier for my shift. But like I could feel my wig almost fell off with that because I was wearing the two, and the top one, the curly one, is just so heavy, and it's not really pinned down or anything, so the weight of it will like, it could easily come off. This one that I'm wearing now and the ones that I normally wear, I don't know, something about the way that I wear them on my head, they just don't fall off. It actually has happened before, but that was a while ago. It typically doesn't happen with the wigs that I usually wear. But if I add a second one on top of these, and like especially the big poofy like heavier ones, the weight of those, it's just so much heavier, it'll pull the whole thing off. But earlier today, this afternoon, when I went upside down just kind of like quickly to test that out, it didn't fall off, but I could feel that it was kind of about to when I went upside down on the pole. So that, you know, but it was so cold in the club tonight. I mean, it is a lot of times, but, and then I heard it was supposed to be really cold tonight, so I was just like thinking with that, like that's why, pretty much why I was wearing that big curly wig tonight, earlier and stuff. So, but then towards the end of, so yeah, I pretty much stayed off for the rest of my shift after that first round. I mostly just stayed off the pole. Towards the end of the night on the main stage, I did climb it again, but I wanted to go upside down again that time because there were a couple of people by the stage. So I wanted to try to do a pole trick for them, but I could just feel that time, I couldn't really, I don't know, I was trying to pull it down more in my head, and I just felt like, I was pretty sure if I had tried to go upside down that time, it probably would have come off, like both of them probably, because I'm pretty sure the bigger one on top would have like pulled this one off too, and I just didn't want to risk it that time, you know, like, when I did that earlier in the afternoon, it was obviously less busy, like there really weren't that many people there. So if they had fallen off that time, it still would have sucked, but not quite as bad. Whereas towards the end of the night, you know, it was slow, not that many people there, but there were still more people there, you know, more dancers, more people that are familiar with me as a dancer and stuff, to where it would have been more embarrassing, you know. So I didn't go upside down that time. I didn't really do any more pole until the very, very end of the night. Just before I left just now, there's a second smaller stage off to the side that people don't usually go on unless it's like a busier weekend night, like a Friday or Saturday night. Usually that second smaller stage is just like not really in use. It's more of just like a practice area, or like just not really that, you know, it's just kind of like off to the side, just kind of whatever kind of thing. So I went off to the side to just kind of, I took the bigger wig off towards the end of the night, so I was just wearing this one. So then once I did that, I just got a little bit of more pole work on that smaller stage off to the side, because I was just trying to warm myself up before the shift ended, before coming outside and driving. And then when I got in my car, at first, even after having been on the pole like that, before I came back outside, I was still like initially pretty cold when I got into my car, but I'm not allowing myself to put the heat on. The heat does work in my car, I'm pretty sure. I'm just not allowing myself to use it because I'm trying to get my body used to the cold like a little. I mean, it should be used to it, having been like through like 36 winters, and this will be my 37th, I guess. So my body should be used to the winter and the cold, but after summer, you know, like it's been a year since we've had a winter, so I'm just trying to, and I don't have heat in my apartment, you know. I have it, but I don't put it on. It's too expensive for me. So I just don't want to spend the money on it. So it's just so expensive. So yeah, I'm just trying to like try to prep my body a little bit for the cold this way. So, but like when I first got in my car, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so cold. And I was like, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and just do a video to just distract myself and just like, but it really worked. Like it works for that too, apparently. It doesn't just make the drives quicker and easier. It also, like, I haven't even noticed, like I don't feel cold right now. And I didn't really feel cold. I felt cold just when I first got in the car. Then I came on here and I, you know, just like started talking and driving, and I didn't really notice it or feel it all the rest of that drive, which was like what, 5 minutes long. It feels like so much longer, like when I'm not on here. YouTube just makes everything better, at least in the moment. Obviously, me doing live videos from the club back to my apartment could lead to bad things, I'm aware, like whatever, but I just, oh well. Hopefully not. I mean, I don't know, can people even really see these anyways? For all I know, it's just one person that's watching this and just like making a bunch of fake screen names or something. I don't know with the internet's too like weird and just, you know what I mean? Everything's too confusing and weird to me these days, between the internet and between being a dancer for so long and between like just how messed up my entire existence has been pretty much. At this point, I'm just like, well, YouTube makes me happy. I'm just gonna do what I want to do on here as much as I can for now, you know. It's like, towards the end of the night, there was this demon looking lady at the side of the stage. There was like 3 people at the stage when I was on, at the main stage, the big one. And that was when I still had the big curly wig on top of this one. So I wanted to go on the pole and do pole tricks, but I had a feeling that my wigs were gonna fall off if I did that time. So I was just kind of like working around the rest of the stage, like you know, like just dancing around the floor and stuff. But like this demon looking lady in the corner of the stage, like I feel like none of the dancers were really going up to her and like dancing in front of her. She just had this weird look and vibe to her, to where it kind of felt like a demon sitting there. I don't want to be mean, but whatever. I don't care. I don't care now, because she like tried to rip my underwear off. Because I felt bad that like it felt like she was being ignored, and just because she looked weird, I didn't want to like not dance. Like I still wanted to like try like to dance over near her too, because at first it seemed like most of the dancers were just dancing for the couple that was on the other side, and at first I was too, because she really did have a strange look to her. And so, but I don't want to like base just like everything on looks and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like judgmental or whatever the word would be. Like I wanted to like give her a chance, or at least try to. So I went over, after I was like dancing for the couple on the other side for a little bit, I tried to go over to her. She was on the other side of the stage, kind of like on one of the corner sides. So I went over to her like general area and tried to like, you know, dance for her more over there. And the lights on stage are just, they're laser beams, honestly, you guys. Like, you know how they say laser hair removal? And I don't have hair or eyelashes. That's why I wear wigs. I don't have eyebrows. I don't have eyelashes, and I'm bald. I don't have hair. That's, like I said, that's why I wear wigs. And there could be a number of reasons for that. Like, I'm not really too sure. I think it's probably a combination. Maybe it's long COVID, or like whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. The government hacking into your biogenetics and like doing stuff. These days, I don't know. I don't want to know. It's all too like scary and weird. But yeah, I've heard of the term laser hair removal, and I swear to God, the lights at the club feel like laser beams, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of it too. I feel like they're so insanely bright, and just like I don't understand the technology or what makes them hurt that much. Oh, I remember earlier my video this afternoon, I was like, my eyes hurt, and I wasn't really thinking about it at the time, but last night there was this one light, not this one light, it's all of them, but like there was this light that was just like beaming. I was at the top of the pole trying to reach for $1, and it was near one of these lights that was just like beaming into my face. Like, they're so bright. I don't understand how it's even possible for these lights to be as bright as they are. I feel like they could melt people's clothing off, they could melt hair, they could like laser hair removal, they could do anything. These lights, it's like alien technology for sure, you guys. It's not normal. It's not natural. It's not, obviously it's not natural, but it's not normal. I don't know how it's possible to make them that bright and that painful. And not only that, but they're just like swarming. They're swarming around like as fast as you can imagine. It's literally like technology designed to knock people off their feet and just like give somebody a seizure or like a panic attack, to get people hurt, basically. There was a guy earlier tonight, he was like, I'm autistic. And he was like, so all of these lights and all this loud music. I was like, I know. I'm pretty sure I am too, probably, just undiagnosed. I'm pretty sure, like, when I was in kindergarten or first grade or whatever, I was in the gifted and talented program, but looking back, I'm pretty sure that's just what they called it, and I was supposed to be in special ed, and they just like didn't tell me or something. My parents, they just lied to me or something. I don't know, but at the time I was like, cool, I'm in the gifted and talented program. I think that's just what they called it. I think they were lying to me. All these years, I could have probably been on disability, getting like some kind of assistance for my challenges and, you know, my inability to be normal or do things normally or whatever you want to call it. And instead, it's like, nope, just do it all on your own, or just try to, or, you know, just, we'll leave you to your own devices or whatever. I don't know. It's just, I'm getting cold now. Also, I was really nervous because that's kind of why I came on here just now too, to like, because I was really cold at first when I got in my car, and it said 48 degrees as the thermostat in my car. And normally the area near my apartment where I am now is typically like 10 degrees colder in the winter. So if I was already cold at the club where it said 48, I thought that when I got over here, it was gonna be like 10 degrees colder. So I was just like so like anxious about it, like, oh gosh, I better just like go on YouTube and distract myself. But actually my thermostat in my car says 48 still, which I don't know, it feels pretty much the same as it did over there. But so that's weird that it would say the same temperature, because usually there's quite a difference, like almost a 10-degree difference pretty much. But then again, it's probably not accurate. It's probably all just like to mess with me. Like I doubt that's the real temperature in either place, in either location. I don't trust anything these days, and I never will trust anything ever again. Been that way for a while. What else? Oh yeah, so the demon lady at the stage, like I tried to go over to her to like dance for her too, because I felt bad, because again, I didn't want to like just judge her by her look. I wanted to like try to give her a chance. Like I felt like I didn't really see other dancers going over to her area to dance over there, and so I was like, oh, I'll just try it out, like try to like dance over here too. And that was a mistake. But yeah, the lights, like I didn't feel like going on the pole, like I said at that point. So I was just like in the corner area, and I kind of like bent over to like wiggle my ass or whatever, and the lights are so distracting. Like sometimes they're worse than others, but I wish I could just, you would have to see them. You would have to be on stage in like 6, 7, 8 inch, I don't wear 6 inch. You would have to be on stage in 7, 8 inch heels like I wear, with no eyelashes or eyebrows to like shield any of that brightness. to understand what I mean. You would have to see these lights in person, especially actually being on the stage, trying to move around and like do dangerous dance moves in heels like that. Again, with like nothing to really shield your eyes to understand what these lights are like. And they're not always like that. There's a million different settings for them, but a lot of times, especially at night, the way the settings are with them, they're just the brightest. They're brighter than you could ever imagine. I literally feel like they could melt through steel. They could do anything. Like they could just, I don't understand the technology. I don't want to, I never will. Oh, there's a car back there somewhere. There's a vehicle. I think they went down the other way. They're not like coming this way, thank gosh. I just saw lights. And then there's all different shapes, all different patterns, all different colors. They're swarming around like just everywhere, all over the stage, all over the room. They hit you in the face and the eyes, like when you're not expecting it, when you are expecting it, at all times. Like they're so what's the word here? What are the words I could use for these? Like, you would just have to experience it in person. I can't describe it. I could never put this into words adequately. It's one of those things. So when I was trying to dance over in that corner area near this like weird looking lady, because the way that she was looking, and like the way that she looked and like she did not seem interested. She looked like she was falling asleep. She just had a very strange expression, but she did have her purse there that was open, and once I started to dance over her in her area, she was reaching for dollars and she was starting to tip me a little bit on stage. So then I started, I don't know, like the lights were just so distracting, and the lights were just like in that, especially in that area, but honestly everywhere all around. I just couldn't see, I couldn't think, I couldn't, like, I just these lights are so awful sometimes. So anyways, I was just so out of it from being at the end of the night, being so tired, like just a combination of stuff, not sleeping. There's a whole long list of reasons for me to be out of it and not feel very well. And then, yeah, the lights, I just couldn't see. So the lights are definitely on that list, especially like towards the top pretty much. Anyways, she ends up, when I'm not looking, like when I'm trying to like wiggle my ass, so I'm kind of like facing the other way, she looked really tired. Like she looked more tired than I felt. Like she looked like she was just like about to fall asleep, not really interested. Like she didn't look like she was gonna just like reach out and like attack, but she basically did. And females will do this. Like, it's funny because I've actually had female customers do this almost more often and worse than guys sometimes. Like, yeah, obviously guys have done it too, but I think females think that they can get away with it more or something sometimes, like to where they'll just like grab you on stage without warning, and like the nails and stuff. Oh my gosh, they'll just like lunge when you're not like they'll just lunge at you when you're on stage, and it feels like you're being attacked basically. But she just like, luckily for me, I wear like, lights again. For me, I wear, okay, they're going the other way, I think. I wear typically 3 or 4 pairs of underwear at the club. Extra layers, extra protection, I like to think. But so I was wearing 4 pairs of underwear tonight, and that's normal for me. 3 or 4 typically, but yeah, 4 tonight. So, but like it's only the very like initial top, bottom, however you want to see it. It's only the G-string, the very first one that I put on, that's kind of like towards the top. That's harder for people to yank down or try to. Luckily, people don't normally do this. It's been a while since something like this has happened to me. It has happened in the past, like years ago. Actually mainly with females, like especially like bachelorette parties, like young drunk females will do this a lot. Not as much these days, I thought, but well, this lady was just a whole other like dimension or like type of, she looked like a demon, honestly. Again, I don't want to be mean, but she was kind of terrible to me. So the bottom 3 pairs of panties that I'm wearing are much lower down. Like my G-string I wear higher up on my waist and over my hip bones, so that one's harder to try to pull down because it's higher up, whereas the bottom 3 layers are just completely different. They're way towards the bottom of my bum. So she takes these dollar bills and she like lunges when I'm not looking and tries to yank down the bottom 3 pairs of underwear that I'm wearing and just like shove dollar bills in there. And yeah, I really wasn't expecting that from her because she just looked so tired. She didn't even look like she looked like she was barely even conscious. So I didn't expect any quick movements from her. And just, yeah, that kind of thing hadn't happened to me in a while. I'm usually pretty mindful to try to watch out for that kind of thing. I don't know. It just really bugged me when it happened. Ooh. So maybe she was a demon, you guys. That's what it felt like. That a lot more so after that happened, you know? Like, looks are one thing. Like, okay, maybe that's just like a certain, like, not everyone, you know, is gonna like be the most attractive person or whatever. Like, if you look that way, fine. But if you actually act that way, then it's like, well, maybe that was a demon. Like, you know, like, nothing would surprise me these days, pretty much. The only thing that would surprise me these days is like nice, happy things. Nice, happy things always shock and surprise me. That's like the only stuff that ever surprises me. So if she was a literal actual demon, that would not surprise me. If she was like, yeah, there's so many things that would not surprise me these days. The majority of stuff, again, what I just said, only good stuff surprises me pretty much. Yeah, so, oh well. But you know what sucks? I have an assault charge on my record from, I've mentioned this in one of my videos before, a long time ago. This was probably back in like 2014 or 15. I think it was 2015. Yeah, it was 2015. Okay, so 10 years ago. Okay. Back in, oh wow, that's kind of funny because the last live that I did earlier tonight in the dressing room, one of the dressing rooms at the club, I was showing you guys a picture from 2015 of me 10 years ago. So this also, this story, not this story, but this thing that I'm referencing, this also happened 2015. Back then I was in a different apartment with a bunch of roommates that were all they were demons. I really think they were absolute nightmare level roommates. Absolutely awful. Like, couldn't put it into words how awful they were. And one of them, she wouldn't clean her cat box for like multiple months at a time. Her room was right next to mine, and she would not empty her cat box, or her cat's cat box. It probably was like both of theirs, I'm guessing. Like, she was that awful and disgusting that she was probably using it too, for all I know. Especially the way that it smelled. She wouldn't clean it. It was just like unclean for months at a time, to where like, and I tried so hard. I was so nicely, I was asking her so nicely over and over to please just clean the cat box out. I offered to do it myself. Nothing. It wasn't happening. I tried everything I could think of. Eventually, when she was there in her room, it was like her day off, I don't know, we were both there, she was there, I was there, her door was open. It's not like I barged in there. Her door was open, letting out that stench, you know. That smell was seeping through the wall into my room. It was just seeping out into the entire apartment at that point, and for a while, for a very long time. So because she was there, because the door was open, one of those days, eventually, I just went into her room and tried to pick up the cat box and empty it myself. I was just so fed up at that point. She went and grabbed it. We were wrestling over it. It was a heated moment. She fell on the floor. Either my nail or the cat box or something scratched her arm. She had like a scratch on her arm afterwards. And yeah, she called the cops, and I don't know, I got an assault charge for that. So that will always bother me because I don't feel that I assaulted her at all. I mean, I think she did have a scratch on her arm. It was probably from my nail. I want to think might have been from the cat box, but it was a scratch. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, people get scratched all the time from nails. I don't know, whatever. But it's like, I get scratched from people's nails all the time like that too. Tonight I got scratched from that bitch's nails to the club. This is my point. I have that on my record, you know, as an assault charge. I didn't assault that girl. I accidentally scratched her when we were fighting over the cat box, you know, oh well. But I've been scratched by people's nails at the club when they pretty much assault me, reaching over the stage rail and grabbing me when I'm up there. You know what I mean? Trying to yank my underwear off. Is that not assault? Like, I've had guys sneakily try to touch me at the club in ways I don't, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm not looking, like walking by, like, you know, accidental, like, I try not to be dramatic though. I'm not gonna like just start like, oh my God, you just assaulted me. Like, you know what I mean? It's my job and I like working there for the most part. I mean, I love dancing there. I don't know if I love working there, but I love dancing there, like on stage. So I'm not gonna like be all dramatic and start like crying assault, but technically when somebody like tries to yank your underwear off of you in public, like that could depend that depending on how you look at it, that could be considered assault. And I know some people with that girl getting scratched when we fought over her cat box, I know there's plenty of people out there that would say, oh yeah, that is assault. She had a scratch, so therefore, you know, you should have gotten an assault charge for that, and that should have, you know, yeah, that's definitely assault, you know, like, so if that can be considered that, and it is on my record being considered that all this time and forever now, then yeah, I would actually technically consider a lot of things that have happened to me at the club to be assault too. From males, females, all out in the open on stage, and nothing ever came from that, you know, like, so it's just one of those things where it's like, fuck me, basically, you know, just, it's not, my middle fingers aren't facing out towards the world, they're facing inwards at myself. Like, this is the world at me all the time, basically, just the whole universe, just like, you know, it's just such a slap punch in the face, like, really. And you know what? I went up in one of the dressing rooms after that happened, when that lady tried to rip my underwear off on stage in front of everyone. And she did scratch me with her nails. She scratched me with the edges of the dollar bills. She scratched me with her nails. So I went up to the dressing room to check my ass in the mirror after to see like how bad the scratch was. And honestly, when I was looking in the mirror, I was like, damn, I have a nice ass. I'm not gonna lie, like that was going through my mind. I actually took a couple pictures of it. I pulled the 3 pairs down that she was trying to yank off, and I just had the G-string, and I was like bent over in the mirror, and I was like taking a couple pictures that way, and that made me feel better, because then I was like, damn, like, okay, I like these pictures, like I have a nice ass. Anyways, but I did have scratch marks from her, and like red marks, like she had scratched me and stuff. So that part I didn't like very much, obviously, like that made me sad. But the pictures make me feel better. Anyways, don't be mad at me, YouTube. This is totally appropriate. Like, let's just all relax and be adults here. Oh my gosh, it drives me nuts, everything. God. Can we talk about underwear on YouTube? Can people be in their underwear on YouTube? Because I know, like, accidentally, like when I was in the dressing room, like I'm wearing 4 pairs of underwear though, okay, like I just said. So like if you guys see a little flash of the bottom layer, oh well, like how is that different from a bikini? I know there's got to be people, like videos with people in their bikinis on the beach or whatever, like just in stuff like bikinis on here somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a live birth on YouTube before, or maybe that was Facebook. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a live birth, like everything down, like body parts and all down there, like anatomy. I've seen that on the internet, and I'm pretty sure it was Facebook though. It might have been YouTube. I'm pretty sure it was Facebook, but it might have been YouTube. Especially back in the day, I feel like you could see so much more online, or I know I did, and not even looking for it. This stuff would just like find me, just like find its way to my eyeballs without me like even like looking it up or like searching for this stuff. It would just like kind of find its way on the screen and then to my eyes, and then I'd be like, how did this get on the how am I looking at this right now? How am I seeing this right now? Like anyway. God. So okay, well, you know what? Earlier I was saying, like, I hope I'm gonna be able to I hope I'm going to be able to get to do a video on Thursday. Technically, it is Thursday, so you know what? Even if I end up sleeping the rest of the day away and not being able to get out and do a daytime video like I want to, oh my gosh, you can see the oh, that looks so cool! Oh my gosh, you can see the dashboard of my car. You can see, look, it's like a second pair of glasses, you guys. Look. Oh, that looks freaking awesome right now to me. Okay, I really hope that I'm not gonna just sleep away the rest of this Thursday. I want to come back out and do another do a daytime video. Okay, so at the club, I've mentioned before, there are these two guys that work there that have been offering me weed because they know that it's been a while since I've smoked. My goal, I stopped smoking in May, this past May. So if I can get to the end of October, the end of this month, that'll be 6 months solid. 6 months exact, no smoking weed for me. And yeah, I've mentioned before, but up until that point, up until May, I had been smoking like all day long, every single day for like 20 years, basically, since I was 16 years old. So this was quite a thing for me these past 6 months, 5.5, whatever, about to be 6. So yeah, but I still have a nug in my fridge that I didn't get to finish smoking before I started this little journey. So that's been pending. It's not like I'm never gonna smoke weed again, that's for sure. I'll always love weed so much. I'd like to get back into growing it someday, actually. I used to grow it a little bit with a friend a long time ago, before I started dancing. And before it was like as more legalized as it is now. So that was an interesting time. But yeah, okay, so there are these two guys, and whatever they smoke must be really good. Like, and now obviously I'm more sensitive to it, like to the smell, because I'm not as used, I don't smoke it. I haven't been smoking it for a while, so the smell really gets me now. But there's these two guys that the weed, they just, every time they're around, I can smell it, and I'm like, oh my god. But especially one of them, like whatever he has is just like very strong. It smells like he's just like smoking it right there in front of you and puffing it in your face, when he'll just have it in his pocket, or like maybe he'll be rolling a blunt like before or after, but he'll just walk by like anytime, and like it just like the smell is so strong and it smells so good. And he's like, I'm gonna roll you a blunt for your birthday. I don't typically smoke blunts, or like when I was smoking, I hadn't smoked blunts since like high school pretty much, but whatever. I'm just thinking, because me doing this with the stuff in my glasses screen, I'm just such a stoner at heart. So like, I just know that when I do smoke again eventually, I'm gonna get so high and just do stuff like this probably. If my YouTube videos are this silly and stupid now, imagine me like back smoking weed. Because yeah, all of the YouTube that I've done since I started this channel has been like on this journey of me not smoking the weed. I stopped smoking weed in May, and I started this channel in August. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's crazy. So I was like halfway through. I was like 3 months sober from the weed. Sober, I don't know, but yeah, 3 months with that when I started this channel. That's interesting though. And now it's like I'm going on the next round of the 3 months to make 6 months, and I don't know, I'm just really anxious about it though, because I feel like once I'd like to just tell myself and to be able to just smoke a little as a treat for my birthday at the end of this month, and then just go back to being like not smoking anymore and just being sober. I don't want to get back into like a regular habit, smoking it like I was, you know, like all the time. It's too expensive. I actually do enjoy being a little more clear-headed now, not fully clear-headed, because like, hello, it's me. I'm blonde and just naturally pretty dumb, but unfortunately, But like I enjoy how I feel now not smoking for the most part. You know, like I miss it from time to time, especially when I smell it. It does suck not really having a vice anymore, or like any vices at this point. But overall, I feel like I've finally gotten to the point where I like how this feels for the most part, to not be smoking and to just, you know, be sober and stuff. I like it to a point though. And then every now and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's still, especially when I smell it like that, it smells so good. And then the music, I just miss singing. Just being able to relax and listen to music on YouTube at my apartment, like with my earbuds, and just sing. I love to sing so much. I'm not good at it, mind you, but I love to do it. I just love it so much because I love music so much, you know? I love dancing and singing and dancing. I love music. Anyway. And talking, I guess, apparently. Just yapping at the mouth, basically. I'm not that cold right now, but I am feeling it a little bit more now that I've just been sitting here. So, but I am really surprised. The thermostat says it's the same temperature here as it was at the club, and almost every single time I notice like a 10-degree difference between the two locations. So I don't know. And they're not even that far apart. I mean, clearly the drive, when I did the drive earlier, I was leaving the club and then I got here like a 5-minute drive. You guys are like, what? Like, what the? More like 10 minutes probably, but I don't know. It just, and obviously it feels longer during the day because during the day, like when the traffic lights and the traffic and stuff, I get not stopped, but like I get every red light pretty much. So, and like it just takes so much longer and it's such a hassle. I hate driving so much, but I love being in my car. I hate driving, but I love being in my car, and I love doing these videos from my car, but also from the dressing room earlier. Like those have been so much fun lately. Oh my gosh. And I can just like hear people outside the door, like doors slamming, and like, you know, the AI DJ or sometimes live DJ, a combination of both. It's so much fun. I wish Paris would be able to come on with me, my dancer friend that I've mentioned. I wonder if that will ever happen. Oh gosh. I still have all these questions I wanted to ask her. It's a pretty good list, I like to think. Anyway. All right. I'm getting pretty chilly now, so I better wrap this up. So I had this hat because I was afraid maybe street signs would show through the windows. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to block, but I can't figure out where to put this to block stuff in the window. Why can't I do it? Is it just my arm that would do it? Why does my arm work better than this big ass hat? Oh, there. Okay. Is that all I have to do? Because I know stuff shows, like stuff, like signs in the back on the street signs and stuff show when I drive. So I'm like, okay, if there's something I don't want you guys to see, maybe I can just, why can't I actually do it though? I really have to like figure this out. It's a big hat, you guys. This is a big ass hat, okay? I'm not sure, you guys can't really even see it, but it's big. Like it could cover my whole face, basically. Like, so why won't it cover that? Why does my arm do it better? This is so confusing. This hat is bigger than my arm. Okay, so I just have to, that's it, right there. Freeze! How do I do it? I'm practicing. Oh well, whatever. I really don't give a fuck. I do, but I don't. Okay, oh, I see vehicle lights, but no, okay, they're going the other way too. That's good. Yeah, I gotta get off. I better wrap this up. It's cold, and holy crap, 50 minutes for this. Damn. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh gosh. I feel like YouTube's like my only friend now. I finally have an imaginary friend again. I never had an imaginary friend growing up as a kid that I can remember anyways. I like to think I did have some friends, but then my family always moved, or like the friends that I had always moved. It was always one or the other. So it was never very like lasting or long term. And then now I pretty much just have like work acquaintances. I like to think they're my friends, but like I guess some of them maybe are or could be maybe, but I don't know. For the most part, I just feel like it's pretty much acquaintances, because like all I do is work. So it's like if I'm gonna see them, it's like rather than actually hanging out and doing something fun, I'm pretty much just if I'm gonna see them, it's gonna be at work, because that's all I do is work, you know. So in my head, I'd like to do other things or try to, but it just never seems to actually happen, because it's just not how my lifestyle allows for things to be for me. I don't know. It's a long story, like a lot of stuff for me. Okay, so I am going to wrap this up and go shower, etc. Check my ass scratches from that lady's nails. She really looked scary. I try to give people a chance, and it just doesn't work out sometimes. Oh well. So yeah, if I'm not able to get back out later today, Thursday, which I probably won't, like being realistic or trying to be here, I'm probably just gonna sleep the rest of the day away for the most part, which I hate doing, but my body does need to catch up on some sleep, as it usually does. Then hopefully Friday I'll be able to come back on, and that's what I'm hoping for. The sooner the better, really. I love being on here. It's so addicting. So yeah, I hope you guys are well, and try to get back soon when I can. But peace out for now.